Hello, my beautiful subscribers and friends. I am back, and this is your girl Destiny. I'm going to tell you guys I am back because tonight I'm going to talk to you about your unconsciousness and your higher consciousness. So, the title of this message is going to be Life is But a Journey from Unconsciousness to Higher Consciousness. So let me explain exactly what I mean when I'm talking about higher consciousness. Now, your higher consciousness really is a state of elevated awareness and perception, people, in which a person has a deeper understanding of the nature of their reality. They have a deeper understanding of the self and a deeper understanding of the various spiritual aspects of life that plays such an important role in one's personal evolution as well as their psychological development. So, on that note, actually, another thing you can say about higher consciousness is bettering yourself. Okay? Always growing to better yourself or to become better than what you were yesterday, the day before. So you're always working at bettering yourself. Now, listen to this. I want to talk to you tonight because there are 6 levels of consciousness. And tonight, I'm going to tell you all 6, but I'm really going to go into detail on the first 2. Then I will come back with another video and I will complete it and give you further details on the last 4. I'm doing this because I don't want to overwhelm you with all this information. I want you to get little bits and pieces so you can get grounded in this very important message. So, as I said, further into this message, I'm going to give you the 6 levels of consciousness. So listen, as you move through each of the levels that I'm going to explain in this video and in another video, I want you to make some major leaps and bounds towards full self-realization. Understand what I'm saying? Full self-realization, and as well as your ultimately enlightenment. Because this is information that when you're talking about unconsciousness and moving to a higher consciousness, this is talking about enlightenment. You're moving from one level of consciousness to a higher, greater level of consciousness. But listen, life is not just a random series of events that happen because you did it right or because you did it wrong. Instead, listen to this. Life is an intelligent unfolding. Life is an intelligent, I want you to understand, unfolding that is revealing itself to you all day long, people. And then it's bringing you step by step from unconsciousness into a state of higher consciousness. So take a moment now to feel how the different that may be, or how that different that could feel. Take a moment now to feel how different that is from the way that you usually perceive life as something happening to you. That's something that needs to be controlled, my people. Something that needs to be fixed or changed. So imagine what it would be like to let go of all those things that we talk about. It no longer serves us. It no longer has a purpose in our life. How would it be like to let go of the whole game of resisting life, and instead just learn to trust life, my people? Now, in this trust, you could then open to it, or you can listen to it, or you can grow from every encounter of it. The choice is really yours. So, It is important to recognize that the evolution which is unfolding on the earth, people, it includes human beings. And everything is a part of this evolution, including you, including myself. We all are a part of this evolution. You are life, people, evolving from unconsciousness to a higher consciousness. And that's why the Bible talks about the kingdom of God is in you. I'm going to leave that right there. So, as I said before, your life is not a random series of events, but what it is an intelligent and mysterious process that is for life. So, your life, I'm going to repeat that, is a journey. Tell yourself, my life is a journey. My life is a journey. But people, actually what it really is, it's a journey from unconsciousness to higher consciousness. It's a personal evolution. A personal, people. You have your own, I have mine, he, she, they, whoever. We all have our own personal evolution in life. So let me give you the 6 levels of consciousness. But tonight I'm actually going to go into details on the first 2. So the 6 levels of consciousness is this. Number 1, life happens to you. Number 2, life happens by you. Number 3, life happens in you. Number 4, life happens for you. And number 5, life happens through you. And then number 6, life is you. So let's look at the first 2. The first level of higher consciousness is number 1, that life happens to you. Okay? Listen to this very intently, my people. I want you to get this. For a good deal of your life, you have probably lived like most human beings, feeling that life is happening to you. Life is so big, so big. And if you are honest with yourself, my people, really, you got to be honest. But if you're really honest with yourself, you never really know what is going to happen next. Ain't no way that we can know. Unless the Creator reveals it to us. Listen to this. You wake up one morning, and then your heart is so bubbly and happy, so light, and it's just joyful. But then the next day you wake up, and your life totally, absolutely feeling different. You're on a down spiral. Your life feels so unsettled. Then other times we have bosses that's gonna fire us. The flu bug comes up upon us. And then we have people that we love that's gonna reject us. And every day, people, you get a little older. A little older. I said it. Every day. And then death is always lurking around the corner. So, it is understandable that the more unconscious you are, people, the more often you feel like a victim to life. So, when you live in the belief that life is happening to you, you often view it as a possible threat. So, you stay caught up in your head, finding yourself lost in your storyteller that resists. You find yourself lost in your storyteller that reacts, and it defends, my people, and explains as well, hoping to figure out everything that's going on. But in generally, does absolutely anything except to open life to you right here and right now. And that's the first one. The first level higher consciousness is life happens to you. Now I'm going to give you the second one, then we're going to close this out and come back tomorrow and finish the last 4. The second level of higher consciousness is life happens by you. So let's dig deeper into this. I want you to understand what I'm saying. Now, when it becomes too uncomfortable to live with this much powerlessness, then you evolve into the belief that life is happening by you. Rather than being a victim to life, you believe that you can control it. And there can be a great feeling of personal power in this level of consciousness, people. And it is a necessary step in moving out of the victimhood of the first stage of higher consciousness. But people get caught there. They actually do get caught there. Because what happens? Men try to control women and vice versa. Hey, women try to control the men, right? Religions, they try to control the masses. Countries, they try to control other countries. And then the majority of people, they try to control others who are not like them because they're different. They might try to control the gays or different skin colors or dissimilar religions and so forth and so forth. People try to control people. But most of all, we try to control ourselves, hoping to make ourselves be what we think that we should be. And many times, we always try to be what we think people want us to be. That's a dangerous place to fall into, my people. So when you have lived this level of consciousness long enough, you'll see the downside of it. First, you'll find yourself becoming fearful of your very own thoughts. And you start saying, oh, I shouldn't be thinking this way because I will manifest this in my world. And then second, you'll be saying, oh, it can also bring forth shame. For when it doesn't work the way the books promise, then you think this is because, hey, you have done it right enough or even well enough. I think that's very interesting. Hey, let's go on to the third level because I'm going to conclude at the third level. And the third level of higher consciousness is this, people. Life happens in you. You eventually, my people, begin to see that all of your reacting and your controlling hasn't brought you to the ease and the joy that you long for. But instead of being the victim to your life and or needing to make it be in a particular way or any kind of particular way, people, which is the endless game of struggle, then you begin to get an inkling that life is something to be listened to. You get an inkling that life is to be open to. And this is where you start evolving into the next phase of higher consciousness, where life is happening in you. And then at this level of consciousness, people, listen, you begin to realize something very startling. And most of the time, rather than experiencing life, you think about life, seeing only the thoughts in your head. And when you experience life through your thoughts, you stop experiencing it as it is. Did you understand? This is what happened. Listen, we see them as we are. And then you project your spells onto yourself and others rather than seeing what is. And it is in this phase of higher consciousness that you also realize that your suffering doesn't come from the experience of your life. Instead, listen, people, it comes from your stories about what is happening. It comes from the inside of you. And that's what I always tell you. If you want to know anything about your life or who you are, or if you're looking for answers to your life or to so many questions you had all your life, everything is inside of you. Life happens in you. That's where the kingdom of God is. It is in you. And that's the third level of higher consciousness. I will repeat the first level of higher consciousness is life happens to you. The second level of higher consciousness is life happens by you. And the third level of higher consciousness is life happens in you. And I will conclude there. I will come back tomorrow or whenever the next video I'll come back to do on this topic. I will talk about the fourth level of consciousness, which life happens for you. The fifth level of higher consciousness is life happens through you. And the sixth level of consciousness, life is you. So if you don't want to miss the rest of this messages, you better come back and stick with me to the very end of this video message. I'm out of here, my people. But remember, life is a journey from unconsciousness to your higher consciousness. I will see you guys at the next video. You got to come back to get the rest of this message. Namaste, my beautiful, beautiful people, my beautiful souls out there. Good night from your girl Destiny. She's signing on. See you guys at the next video, whether it be at my house or yours. Namaste.